So up next, I'm going to show you a neat little feature that might be a lot easier for some of you who really don't like keyboard shortcuts. I do really recommend that you learn keyboard shortcuts for a lot of things, but we're specifically talking about to use the camera. It might be a little easier, this method I'm going to show you right now. Now, currently, we are just in a perspective view. We're not looking through the camera view right now. Now, for some of you say, this is a lot easier to set up and frame my camera. I really like this widget here, so I can just use the hand tool to pan left and right. Oh, we lost our ship here. Sometimes that happens. But once again, it's easier to use these little tools here on the right hand side to frame everything up for the actual camera setup that I want. But the problem is that when I go and I hit 0, okay, if I try to use this now, look what happens. It just moves the viewport around. It doesn't allow me to pan the camera. If I zoom in and zoom out, it just allows me to zoom in on the actual frame itself. And that can be handy for various reasons when you're working on something or you're checking something out. But that's not what this does. This does not zoom in on your model for your final rendered output. So you're saying, well, how can I set that up so that I can use my cool widget while I'm in camera mode? So what I'm going to do is, firstly, I'm going to go into camera mode. So make sure your camera is selected. Hit the 0 key. So we have our orange outline. We know that we're in the camera view. It also says camera right here, right now. So what we need to do is, you see this little arrow here on the side. If I click on it, it opens up this different menu. It can also be controlled by the letter N, another keyboard shortcut. So hit the letter N and it will close it. Hit the letter N again, it'll open it up. So no matter where I am on my screen, wherever my mouse is, doesn't really matter. I hit the letter N and it opens things up. If you forget the keyboard shortcut, just click on this little arrow widget and it'll open this up. What I need to do is go down to the View tab. So once again, hit the letter N and go down to the View tab and see where it says View Lock. What I can do is I can lock my camera, if I click this little checkbox, to my little widget here. Let's hit the N key to close this down. And I can lock the view to my widget here. So notice that when I'm rotating my widget, it's allowing me to lock it into place. Now, as soon as I click on one of these orthogonal views, it jumps out of it. So let's go back to 0. And if I rotate around and I use my little hand pan key here, or pan button, I can zoom in and zoom out. So if I drag up and down, I can zoom in and zoom out. Okay, I can I can pan left, right, up and down. Now, this isn't the focal length. This is this is actually dolly in, dolly out. Okay, and we discussed those in the other chapters. So like I said, this might be a little easier to navigate this and set up your scene instead of having to hit the letter G and then I have to go Z 2 times and then zoom in and zoom out. That might throw a lot of you off. So that's how to set it up so you can lock your view to our fun little widget and also our little side controls here. Well, so once again, let's hit the space bar to commit. Okay, so open it up. Now, if I want to close this, and you're saying, well, I forget the keyboard shortcut. Well, all I got to do is just pop that into place. So I can click on this, open it up, and then if I forget my keyboard shortcut, like the letter N, all you have to do is put your mouse over the edge and just drag it, and it'll just pop it, and it will back into place and it will disappear. But notice that little arrow is still there. So if you want to get back into it, you just pop it open just like so. So once again, this is very, very handy. So if I open this up and I deselect the camera, locking. So once again, this says view lock. So you're locking the camera to the view. If I deselect it, I'm gonna hit the letter N. And now, oh, look, now as soon as I tried to rotate the widget, it just took me back into perspective view. So that's no good. So let's hit 0. Let's lock it back into place. Click on lock camera to view, and use our N key and close it down. And we're right back in here again. Remember, zoom in, zoom out, pan left, pan right. Okay, up and down and all that fun stuff, and hit the space bar to commit. So we're going to stop here, and we will be back in a moment.